Prospect High School, a school composed of about 1,500 students. What seems like a prosperous and successful environment actually holds a dark secret: the bathrooms. All students use them, but they are treated with almost no respect. To find out why the bathrooms were in such terrible condition, we looked for varying opinions from the students and asked who they thought was responsible.
They're not even sanitary. They're terrible. The stalls are disgusting. There's writing all over the walls. It's horrible. Just peeling paint everywhere. I mean, the only thing that's actually clean are the sinks and the urinals. Everything else is just horrible.
People are careless, in my opinion. Even though we want better bathrooms, we're still careless about them.
I feel like they've gotten a lot nastier over the past couple months. Like pee all over the floor and just people leaving their waste in the toilet, and it's just been nasty.
It's sometimes the floor will be wet and I won't even know what it is, and it's I might be stepping in pee.
Me personally, I don't really like the bathrooms at Prospect just because a lot of people manipulate it. Students overuse it. Not even overuse it, but kind of trash it, graffiti, and you always go in there and it smells bad or there's stuff on the floor.
Is it just what the students do that make it bad, or is there things wrong with the doors or other stuff that the school could help?
I think the students make it worse, but there are a couple things that the teachers or whoever it is that fixes the bathrooms can do to improve them. I don't think they really care because they've been like this for a while and they're just oh.
It's probably like the bathrooms being so dirty, the janitors don't feel like they should clean all the way because it's gonna get dirty the next day regardless. So I don't think they clean it all the way, and because people aren't being courteous and stuff and thinking about the janitors and how they have to clean up other people's waste and stuff, and so that's the main problem.
What do you think is the best solution for them?
Bring it to awareness, kind of tell the students that they shouldn't be vandalizing bathrooms, and if they would make it better, or if they did make it better, to take care of it more, because it's for us and it's not for the teachers. So
yeah.
Honestly, just be more courteous and just actually flush the toilet and actually aim and and actually get it in there and make sure it goes down, and just it'd be a lot cleaner. I think it's okay, probably because they can't do it out and on the walls at school, and in the bathroom they won't get it caught. People are not actually watching us behind closed doors pretty much, and it's not out in the open, so I don't think they don't feel like they'll be caught, so they do it and don't care.
After interviewing the students, we found that we needed more insight on the unsanitary conditions of the bathrooms. To get a better understanding of the problem, we interviewed some of the staff members on campus.
We try to keep them pretty clean. We try to maintain them. Fortunately, we cannot maintain them as we want because of the another duties that we have to do in the daytime. But at night, they are clean. I mean, they clean them, they disinfect them, they supply with paper goods, and also they sanitize them. So every morning the bathrooms should be sparkly clean. I do inspect them, once or twice a day during the day, but it's really hard to keep up because after lunch it's a mess. They tag the bathroom with the graffiti, and the graffiti sometimes is really hard to take off. It takes a lot of time for us to take the graffiti off. For the student, it will take 2 seconds to do some writing in there, and for us it will take hours. What the usual problems we have? Plugs, too much paper in the toilet. They too fruit inside the toilets, so they plug them in. They put a lot of paper. If they see a whole roll of paper, they will stuck it in there. We find several items in there. Sometimes bottles, beer bottles. Takes care of the school. I mean, because if you see somebody doing something wrong, please let us know so we can address it to the proper personnel. That way everybody will be accountable for it.
I think that they are undervalued, and what I mean by that is that students don't share them as an environment. They just kind of go in and use them and just assume that they're supposed to be really, kind of messy and disheveled, but they could be better. There's only 70 adults on this campus. There's a lot of students, there's a lot of people. We all need to pitch in and do the right thing here. And so it's just like a house. I mean, if a family lives in a house and one person is not picking up their weight, then everyone says, dude, clean your room. It's too easy to say, don't make a mess, because I think the vast majority of students don't make a mess. But letting the administration know when there is a small problem or a big problem, and the administration and the staff here at the school needs to be quickly responsive to it. When we leave stuff if it just sits there and doesn't get fixed, then people start looking at the campus and saying, oh, well, they didn't clean that graffiti up, so it must be okay. Or that toilet seat hasn't worked in a month, so nobody cares about that. So we have an obligation as people to report it, saying that door is broken, and we got to get that thing fixed quickly too. Especially because bathrooms are a place that should be safe and private, and people should feel comfortable going in there. That's how I feel about it. I mean, if I went into the teacher's bathroom here and I saw it was a mess, I'd try to figure out who did it. And I'd say, what are you doing here? That's ridiculous. And there's a lot of people saying, well, I saw this guy kick the door in, but I don't want to say anything. Go ahead and say something. I'll take care of that kid.